Hey guys, I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all about something. So, um, a few weeks ago, somebody told me something like they didn't know which doctor I had been speaking to because, well, I'm gonna just be honest with you, it was my ex. He said he didn't know which doctor I had been talking to because every time he calls me, him and his girlfriend gets into it. So that's the basis of what I want to share with you guys. When he said that, it took me aback because, first of all, I never known us to believe in anything like that or even talk about anything like that. But I said, okay. But what I want y'all to know is that nobody or nothing is more powerful than God, right? When it comes to like spirituality, I definitely believe that spirits exist. But when I say nothing, I mean nothing, no one. Nothing is more powerful than God. And so with that being said, if you are properly aligned with God, there is nothing that nobody can do or say to harm you in any way, shape, or form, period. Again, this requires a true relationship with God. When I go through things, I would never think that, because I know what kind of protection I have. So when I go through things, I know that there's a lesson in it. I don't believe that anybody is doing something to me or working something on me because I know they can't. When you have that kind of confidence, you kind of walk a different walk. You kind of walk with a different confidence. So that would never even cross my mind. Now, on the flip side, I do believe that God allows certain things to happen to people when they are low vibrational. I used to be low vibrational when I was younger. I believe God lets certain things happen, especially people that are doing things to each other. And it's kind of like, y'all can go ahead and do that until y'all decide to come, or till you decide to come back. And so those things are allowed. And another thing is, well, I guess what I'm about to say, it goes hand in hand because you wouldn't be properly aligned with God if you're doing this. So the same ex that said this have previously told me some very vulgar things. He told me what my next relationship was going to be like, and they're going to do me this way and they're going to do me that way. He told me that I was fat, and just different things, and I would be miserable. I would be like just anything you can think of, but way worse. Things that I can't even say on this video. And the reason why I mentioned that is because when you speak negatively on other people, that's a form of black magic. I know people tend to think that you have to open up open up a book and read it a certain way and chant this, and no. Speaking ill will on others is a form of black magic. And that's why I made my previous video, because that one kind of dug a little deeper into why you don't do certain things to certain people, because you just never know who they are. So when he was doing that, I don't think he knew that, or he might have not cared, just being so angry, that I'm highly protected by God. And some of us are. Some of us, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. And again, I say sometimes you don't know who you're dealing with, but when you see a person and they're walking a certain way and you just notice that they're different, and they're always positive and they're always happy and things are always working out for them, those are people that you got to be real careful around. And it's not saying you're going to like everybody, but you also don't have to slander their name. You also don't have to speak ill will over them, because guess what? When you do that, and they're highly protected by God, it's going to get returned back to you. And it's going to get returned back to you in a way that you will think that somebody was doing something intentionally to you. So, I hated that he felt that way. I didn't care. I just was kind of weirded out a little bit that he said that. But, and I just use that as an example because I had been thinking about people who talk about, witchcraft and working this on people and working that on people. And, that came to mind because I had never been accused of anything like that ever. So I was just like, wait, what? But ultimately, the message here is that you got to be careful who you speak in ill will to on, because there's some people that God just really, really don't play about, and they're here for a reason. They're here to do a job, and God is going to make sure that they're able to fulfill their obligations that he set for them, regardless of whether who likes it or not. And it just is what it is, and when you're in that situation and you feel like somebody's doing this and somebody's doing that, you don't have to stay in that situation. You can choose to turn to God, but sometimes turning to God isn't comfortable. Sometimes turning to God means letting your pride go, or stop dealing with certain people that you think are helping you to make it, or whatever the case may be. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do, because everybody has their own journey, but what's going on in your life. I know what changes I had to make in my life to get closer to God. And once I did it, when I tell you that everything turned out better in my life, it's almost like it was like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I'm just grateful and I'm thankful, and I know it's real. I know God is real. That I do know for sure. And I know that we don't have to try to seek revenge, because every name I was called, everything I was said was going to happen to me, I didn't reciprocate that energy. I didn't care to, for real. I mean, I'm the type of person, I let people go about their life. As long as they're not, harming me or physically harming me or my children, people are going to come and go. So I never reciprocated the information. And guess what? God saw that too. When we think we're saying this and saying that, God's seeing the whole thing. It's almost like we're on the screen. Like God's watching the whole thing. He's seeing. He can even feel if you're inside, your mind is wishing bad on people. and you're not verbally saying it, you know? So you just got to be very, very careful with that. We're going to get angry, we're going to get mad, but just, you know, just move on. Move on. It's you know, because again, it's energy is returned. God knows how to get the ultimate get back. And so you don't want to end up on that side. You don't want to end up on God's bad side. Yes, we all go through things. I still go through things. But it's a different kind of way when you're in line with God, and these are lessons for you, and some people it's punishment, right? Because when you go through things, they turn out favorable, regardless if it's the way you expected it or not. Then you meet those people who it's like they can't catch a break, and it's like every day is something. It's something every day. Nothing. They can never be happy. Those are people who might gotta check their relationship with God. Every day upset. Every day, wake up complaining, go to sleep complaining. I don't believe that life is supposed to be hard. I don't believe that every day has to be a disaster. I don't even live like that now. Even sometimes when things aren't what I expect, it still turns out favorable for me and my children. So I'm if I can be a walking example or a living example that life doesn't have to be hard, that's what I want to show people. Yes, we're going to go through things. Yes, situations are going to arise. It's how you get through them. It's how you treat people. Because God's watching all of it. And that's why I don't understand. And then these same people swear they know God. Swear they talk to God. Swear, like, now I'm no judge. I'm not here to judge. But I do believe that sometimes your actions can reflect, and the way you live can reflect what you're saying. And yeah, you can pretty much tell how somebody you can pretty much tell by the way people live their lives, daily lives, what kind of protection they have. Some people don't have any, and it doesn't have to stay that way, but it requires something from you. All right, so that's all I wanted to share with you guys. It had been on my mind for a little bit, and I just wanted to share that. So guys, I will talk to you on the next one. Bye.